Hi, hello. My name is Maggie, and my friend's name is Petrus. Welcome to our session for today. We are going to discuss chronological age and social age. So, firstly, before we go into our discussion, let me define those two terms for you. So, what is social age? Social age particularly refers to changes. So, it refers to changes in our workplace, it refers to changes in how we learn, how we lead, how we connect, and then how we communicate. So that's social age. And then chronological age refers to the difference between the amount of time from the date where we were born to the present. So the difference is calculated, and then the difference is called the chronological age. So with regards to chronological age, we will firstly calculate our age in years. So you will get your age from the time you were born and subtract it from the current time, or the years, time in years today. So for example, I was born in August 2017. So that's the time I was born, and today's date is 2024 in September um, 29. So it, when we subtract the current date from my born date, we will get 24,112. So that simply means that I am 24 years, 1 month, and 12 days old. So for statistical purposes, you would like to get your age in days, in weeks, or in months as well. So I just want to show you your age, in how to calculate your age in months, age in weeks, and then days. So first, we look at how to calculate your age in days. So for days, we just get the years in the days in a year, so which is 365. We multiply by 24, which is the year, my age in years, and then we will get 8,760. That means that I am 8,760 days old. Now let's do calculation for weeks. So we have 52 weeks in a year. So with that 52, we'll have to multiply it with 24, which is my years. So when we multiply both of them, we will get 1,248. So which simply means that I am 1,248 weeks old. So in order to calculate my months, I have to get 12 months, which is equals to 1 year, and multiply it with my age, which is 24 years, and then when you multiply both of them, you will get 288. So which simply means that I am 288 months old. So when you add all of them up, you will come up with 24,112. So which is simply my age. So it's important to do age calculations because it enables people to partake in essential activities in life that have a legal age requirement, such as voting, 1, 2, getting a driver's license, 3, going for employment, 4, acquiring certain health and care benefits. So chronological age calculation is the determinant for all demographic behaviors. So, depending on the age valuation, people started to take a stand, or they started to get a better understanding of who they are when they know their ages. For example, if you do a mental calculation and then you found out that your age is above 22 years of age, then you will definitely know that you are an adult. So in that range of time, your accent, your attitude, and your behavior will start to change. You will start to behave in a different way, in a different approach as adults used to do, and you will like shift from where you are. If you are in the early stage, or if you are in the stage of childhood, you will started to shift, or your action or your attitude will start to change automatically. In that way, it has impacts on our social lives.
Hi, hello. My name is Petrus. My surname is Koipori. For this session, we'll briefly look at social aids. So, social aids is about how old a person seems based on their responsibility and their role in their society. Uh, it is not just about how many years you have lived, like chronological age. It is what the society expect you to be at that age. Example is like a 20 years old who is already supporting their family financially, may be seen socially as older than someone at the same age are still in school. So social age is defined as how a person seems based on their responsibility and their role in the society. Let's look at some key features of social age. Firstly, it's role based. So social age depend on what role do you take in life, like being a parent, work, or community leader, for example. Like in many rural areas in Papua New Guinea, a young person who takes responsibility of becoming a leader in their community is seen as an older person. And secondly, cultural define. What society expects for some people at certain age is different depending on the culture. So, for example, like in many rural areas, young people who take the role or responsibility of the leadership in their community, they are seen as older in social age. They may be young, but since they are taking the responsibility of becoming a leader in their community, they are seen as older people. And secondly, it's culturally defined. So, what society expected from people at different states, depending on the culture in which they. For example, in PNG, in some PNG communities, boys are seen as men after going through the practice of the initiation ceremony. So even if they are still young, but when they attend the ceremony, the initiation ceremony, they are seen as old. They are seen as old in social age. Thirdly, is flexible. So social age can change over time or with that changing society. It can be changed over time or with that changing society. So like in PNG today, more people are getting education for longer periods, which can delay their social role like marriage or starting families, etc. So let's look at cultural expectations. What does your culture or community expect from you, people in this age, like you are young? So, for example, in PNG, in some islands community, young men are expected to start building house, making gardens by certain age. Job and roles you take in the community affect how society view your age. So the job and the role you take in your community will affect the society views on your age. Another one is your social behaviors. How you behave and the choice you made affect your social age. For example, a person in their late 20s will still depend on their parents, may view as socially young. Look at social age and chronological age. So, chronological age is your actual age, is the number of years you have lived. The actual age, the number of years you have lived. For example, a person is 40 years, then in chronological age, he is 40. But in social age, this is how old you seem based on the responsibility and the role you take in the society. It's based on the responsibility and the role we take in the society. Economic factor. Economic factor is one of the factors that also influence the social needs. So, like in economic factor, job and the ability, job and the ability to support family can make someone seem older in younger age. For example, a young person gets a job compared to his one age, same age person. Socially, the person who is in job will seen as older than the person who is not in job. The person who is not in the job will seen as younger compared to the person who is in job will be seen as older. And thirdly, the community role. The community role is one of the thing that is also influenced the social needs. So, like in PNG, taking on a leadership role in a community or like in organizing church activity or cleanse responsibilities can make someone socially old even though they are young, but when they take up the responsibility and the role or that other organized activities, they can be seen socially as old. For example, a young adult leading a church activity might be seen as more mature compared to someone at the same age. So let's look at some example of social aids. The social aids help people to understand their place in the community. And the other one is the community role, which is one of the important community role. In community role, social aids influence how people are treated, such as who gets the decision to make in the family or village, the development of the organization. As more people moving to cities, social aids and role are shifting. As more people moving to cities and towns, the social aids is changing. So urban youths may take longer to settle down compared to the rural youths. So if you compare them both, socially people will see rural youths as older compared to the urban youths. Another changing is the technology and the media. So social media influence how young people see themselves. So with many staying engaged, social media influence how young people see themselves. With may stay engaged with trends that make them appear socially young. So technology make them feel young. Like in photos, you may look older in chronological age, but when applying the filter of the camera, you can look young. So when you upload it into social media, socially, people will view your photo as you are young. Social age is about how old society expects you to act, not just your actual age. So it varies greatly across different communities.